Okay, so here we are in this mixed reality world. You see the CAD geometry overlaid in this metaverse reality, and we have here the panel, which has just a few commands. What we can do is interact with all the nodes of this geometry, and you see that geometry updates in real time. This is an interesting new approach to CAD applications, I would say. We developed it just as an experiment now, but there will be CAD configurators coming from this, I imagine. So you can force this panel to get stuck here in the air, so it doesn't follow us continuously. And as you see, the boundaries are being detected, and everything that Meta offers us in these features works. You can also move this geometry around, scale it down, move it up, move it down. Um, and let's configure something. So let's put these nodes a bit to more extreme positions. And you see when I move, computing indicator shows that the algorithm is busy to recompute the geometry. And basically, while it's blue, it indicates that everything is fine with the geometry. Nothing is off the normal spectrum. But if we really go to extremes, so now it's still fine, and let's make this whole thing a bit higher. So you see that it's doing that in real time and updating, and whoa, my my room gets filled with this shape. And well, these nodes, as you see, they can be moved higher or lower, and actually they are nested as well. So what you saw here, when I move this node, all of the 8 other nodes move with it. So let's do this. You see that they follow, then computation takes place. If this node gets moved, then that node will be moved with it. And let's try that. So let's move it a little. And you see that they both moved to a new position. The same would happen if I do it here. Maybe it's easier to see that. Yeah. Okay. So it moved. Well, and of course, um, sometimes geometry is just not solvable. So if I move this really far away somewhere, there's some limit. Okay, so this is still solved. That's interesting. Let's move it higher. And you see that now geometry is red. That means that algorithms couldn't solve it. Probably there are some limits to the fillets that are being made on the shape. And we get this indicator spinning text saying to us that, yeah, we could not solve this geometry. It's pretty nice. You can really tweak this and get information as you would in a normal CAD system, but this is just in 3D, which is super, super nice because you can feel scale much better. And okay, so let's bring this closer to what we had. So this is interesting, but what I thought, let's try and make this a bit nicer. And I'll go here and I'll move this point a bit further away as well. Yeah, so it's recomputing. I want to get it higher as well. Yeah, so snapping to those axes is a bit tricky, but it does work. This. Okay, so yeah, that lamp begins intervening a little. So I'll just make this whole model a little smaller. So let's pick this. And you see that it sort of goes nicely and scales the whole model. Yeah, there's still no restore button, so original scale is inaccessible, but that's something to improve on, I guess, for next time. Yeah, those indicators could be a bit larger. Okay, so we are back at where we were. And so I guess you're also wondering what this finalize button does. And actually it will start and compute the final shape that this abstraction represents. So if I click finalize, see that now it's computing, the text is spinning, so it's busy, and now it's done. So this is a result of what we intended, and it looks quite cool. And I really did it in real time, so there's nothing faked here. Everything was computed on the glasses themselves. It's a WebXR application that does that. And I really like this geometry. So it's a small pavilion, of course. It's an, well, you see, it's quite big, but it can also be seen as a sort of lighting fixture. And let's just try and play with it a little. So what we can do is just make this whole thing a bit transparent. This is a bit nicer. Yeah, that's quite cool. Now I'll pick this plane and I'll move this whole thing upwards. Goes there. Then let's also scale it a little. And let's move it here. Maybe, where do we have more room on the ceiling? Yeah, let's do it here. Let's put it there. Go further. Okay, now let's go up. Oh, yeah, it's a bit tricky to get those arrows right, but it works pretty well. Maybe I should increase the thresholds, but see that, okay, I'm able to rotate now, so the whole model is now reversed. What's cool is that you can place it wherever you want. So now you see that it's on the ceiling. Looks pretty cool in this room. And what I want to do is bring back my finalization editor. Let's just move it and make the opacity again on 1, or alpha, sorry. And we can also decide to just continue editing. So we go to this location, we click this, and I'll get this fixed in one place now. And we can continue to edit it, like, so we can still do this, can go and say, okay, I want this to be further, maybe further away. Yeah, I also want this to be going downwards. Looks pretty cool. Maybe this could go downwards as well. Yeah, still fine. No red errors. Yeah, this is sort of amazing. Okay, so we reach some sort of limit of this geometry where algorithms couldn't solve it anymore. And let's do it here as well. Let's move it away. Yes, that's fine. Let's also pick this. Let's move that down. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Doesn't look very good. Yep, that's better. And I also want this corner to go downwards a little more. Hope that's fine for the algorithm. Yeah, that looks nice. There's a bit of a sort of shade if you would be in the outside. But you see how in real time you can now really play with these parametric CAD geometries. I find it fascinating myself, but I hope you also feel the possibilities with this. Okay, so what else? We have maybe to try and finalize this. Let's see how it looks like. So it's now computing. You see that that spinner is spinning. Okay, so now it's done. Looks pretty good. Well, it's quite big, of course. You can, again, you can play with it. You can scale it. You can make it larger again. You can form the whole room. Well, this is an interesting chimney. Um, okay, so one more thing that I want to do is I want to edit a little that top part. Okay, so I'll move this somewhere here. Okay, it doesn't follow me, that's good. So we can also reach those points. And you see that also those points have a sort of fixed movement uh, possibilities. So those I only allowed to move towards the center. And for those, I'm more flexible. I allow them to move towards the center, away from the center, and downwards or upwards if you have modeled in a different position. But let's pick that location as well. And let's move it here. Okay. So this is now more interesting. You have this fluidity. So the top, the bottom. We can rotate this whole thing and look from different sides how it feels. I think it looks quite okay. So let's again finalize it. It's computing and it's done. Pretty awesome. It's also nice that you can control this sort of things as opacity in real time. So it's really, you see that I update it and it just updates immediately. No problems there. It becomes transparent. So only some parts, the parts that were transparent, I just didn't implement control for. And the edges I leave for information, sort of wireless mesh. And yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like it. I think as a design piece, could could hang here. Maybe a bit too advanced for this interior. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the session with me. And the possibilities are endless with this mixed reality thing. I hope you see that too. Yeah. Bye, guys. Cheers.